G'day folks, welcome back to another video. It's Richie here. I'm excited today. I've got about a half day out here in the Goldfields. We're on a two-part mission today. I'm a bit of a superstitious person, and 12 months ago to the day, I found the largest gold nugget, and I have a feeling we can recreate that today. I've actually set myself a little bit of a goal that, and people are going to think I'm stupid and idiotic for saying this, but I would love to find an ounce gold nugget by Christmas. That's my goal. I've been doing this channel for 12 months and I found a half-ounce nugget. So let's double that and find the big dog before Christmas. This area that I'm in today has some really interesting piece of history connected to it. History, myth. I'm going to go with history. I'll share it with you guys as we move through it. But I'm going to spend half my day here on the hunt for that ounce nugget, and after that, regardless, I'm going to head back home and a little location not too far from where I live. Actually, we're going to go searching for some relics in a place where I found some silver coins and some really interesting Bendigo history, all sorts of different things. I might even put up a little video at the end showing some of the objects that I found from there. But let's get into it. Let's find the one ounce nugget first, and then we'll go find some relics. Yeah, let's have some fun. Let's do it.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground.
I thought I'd do a live dig here because I've taken off, as you can see, probably like 2.5 inches next to this tree. I tell you what is it about trees and gold? So I'll set up the tripod here and we'll see what this is together. Okay, well, I'll give you guys a listen to it. It's just in the bottom of that hole there. I don't think we're too far away from it. So we really wanted to stay in the hole. Come on, stay in there, come on. Open up this side wall, make sure I haven't missed it. Stay in there. Come on, stay in there. Oh, I mistargeted it. Damn, so it was shallow. Okay, let's see what it is. I don't think it's going to be gold. Just this piece of lead. I tell you what, I cannot believe it. I've been out here for about 30 minutes and I made the decision that I wasn't going to do any live digs unless it got under, unless it got deeper than say 2 or 3 inches, just to save it from being too boring for you guys. So I've dug out a target here. Let me give you guys a look. So I've dug out a target here, and I'm talking literally 1.5 inches. And have a look at that. Look at that beautiful piece of gold. Let me get rid of some of this dirt, and I'll give you guys a closer look. I cannot believe that. Oh man, that's unreal. That's awesome. Beautiful alluvial piece of gold. All right, let me give you guys a closer look. And there it is. Really beautiful piece. Probably 1.5 to 2 grams, I would say. We'll weigh it up when we get home. Oh man, what else is out here? This is awesome. Okay, let's keep working. Guys, I'm so stoked with that gold nugget. It's actually an aeroplane going past overhead, so it might be a good chance to tell you guys the story that I wanted to share with you. So The reason I've come out into this dense forest, which I've never been before, is because, and it is quite dense, and I hope I don't get lost, because if I get lost, I don't know if the missus will be able to find me.
Wish our bomb mission had been so secret. No distress signal had been sent.
A buddy of mine who I go prospecting with a bit, he told me about a story about this place. Now, I'm going to call it history. I'm not going to call it a myth or an urban legend, but the story goes that, I don't know the exact dates, as with any story like this, but apparently there was an indigenous fella who lived out in this dense forest and didn't want to assimilate into town, and he just loves living out here in the sticks, living off the land. But apparently he did a fair bit of prospecting out here, and every now and then would go into town and sell his gold and trade it for goods and services. But the important element about this story is that apparently this indigenous guy, he hated banks, didn't trust them, didn't want to give his money to them. So it goes that apparently he would stash a lot of his gold out here in the ground, not too far from his bush camp, which he would not tell anyone about, wouldn't tell anyone where that was. As it goes, when he passed away, his gold and his bush camp was lost to time. Now, I don't know where this element of the story comes from, but apparently there was a big tree very close to his campsite, and he would bury the gold that he had at the time, which back then we're talking a lot more gold than what we have now, right? We're talking ounces and ounces of gold, because gold wasn't as precious back then, obviously. And apparently he would bury it next to this big tree, next to his hut. And then one day he dropped dead, and no one ever found the camp because he wouldn't tell anyone where it was, and no one ever found the tree. And perhaps his gold is still out here, buried under a big tree somewhere. So that was enough for me to get excited and to want to come out here and, yes, look for that 1 ounce nugget, because there's not really any workings out here. Obviously there's gold out here, so I don't give tips, but get away from the diggings. It's not the worst thing to get away from the diggings at times and look for new areas where people haven't been, especially if you want to find decent gold. Case in point, like that 1.5 gram nugget, that's awesome. So yeah, I wanted to come out here and try and find a big piece of gold, but more importantly, imagine stumbling across old mate's treasure chest. That'd be awesome. So that got me excited. So we're just casually looking out for any really old trees, any old big stumps, and I'll be sure to dig underneath them. But I thought I'd share that story after finding that nugget with a bit of EMI around with that aeroplane. So let's keep looking. This is awesome. Beautiful piece of old-timers glass, probably from a beer bottle there. And then just there, in the centre of his screen is where I found that gold. He was so close, he didn't know. Probably quite insignificant piece of gold for him, I suppose, from what he was probably chasing, but that's crazy, isn't it? Wonders of metal detectors, eh? Who knows how long that's been sitting like that for? Someone's probably kicked it along the ground at some stage, but yeah, beautiful piece of old glass. I would love to find one of these whole one day, but I think 99% of them have been picked up over the last 100 years. So we'll just leave him there for now. Even though I can't see any workings, the old timers are definitely out here. That's pretty cool, that. That's a big foot. I might actually keep that. That's pretty awesome. It's just sort of crumbling, falling apart, but it seems solid enough that it won't break in two. What a cool relic. Well, I'm about, 150 metres from the car, so I can detect my way back to the car, and the next time you see me, I'll probably be at a different location, and we'll do some relic hunting. Unless, of course, I find some gold on the way. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, folks, unfortunately we didn't find old mate's treasure this time, but I'll definitely be going back to that place. One, to, I guess, tell a little bit more about that story and maybe try and do some more active looking for it. But we found gold out there too, so yeah, definitely worth going back. I have been to this area before and found some really cool, like, early Bendigo history, like 1840s, 1850s tokens. So there was definitely a lot of movement here in the early stages of the gold rush. So I'm going to search around. I haven't gone over the whole area, and if I find anything cool, I'll show you guys. Now, there's just so many targets in here. Just got this piece of sort of melted up, bended up lead. So yeah, you're going to have to be quite selective in what I dig and what I don't dig. Otherwise, I'll be digging all sorts of tin and rubbish. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys if I find anything interesting. Well, not the most interesting find, but it does have Bendigo written on there, the name of our beautiful town, so that's something. Well, this thing nearly blew my bloody ears off. It was so loud. It's just a little delicate, tiny little spoon. And I'm not sure, but I have a feeling it actually might be silver. I can see some markings on the handle there. I think this might actually be a silver spoon. I'm going to try and straighten it out, hopefully without breaking it, and I'll show you guys again. And there it is, straightened out. I've got high suspicions that is in fact silver. I'll give it a bit more of a clean up at home when I show all the finds at the end, but I'll have to check out those markings. But regardless, have a look at that little petite spoon. You can imagine some kid living on the diggings, or some petite lady having a cup of tea with that. That was definitely not a man's hands that was using this spoon. That is so petite. I'll check that out when I get home, see if it's silver. But regardless, that's gorgeous. I'm so happy to find that. That's so cool. And just lastly, it is showing up as an 85 on the Garrett AT Pro. So if it was pewter or another metal, I think it would come out a fair bit lower than that, probably around 50s or 60s. So yeah, how good. Well, I've got this screaming target. I think it's a 1 cent or 2 cent coin. It's definitely copper. It's showing up like an 85 on the AT Pro. So yeah, 1 cent or 2 cent coin, I believe. It was sort of like really, really attached to a piece of coal. So it'd been put in a fire. There's all types of different age ranges around here. It's been occupied, obviously, pretty much consistently since the gold rush. So I found coins between 2015 and 1850 in this area. So it's pretty cool. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, we've got about 20 minutes to go. So see if we can find anything else before we have to head home. Well, folks, that's the end of today's adventure, at least actively. Let's get home and we'll weigh up that gold, and I'll show you those relics. It's been such a fantastic day out here. Had so much fun. If you do enjoy my content and like coming on these adventures, please subscribe and like. Yeah, I really appreciate it. So let's get home and... a noisy bird. Let's get home and weigh up this gold and see what we've got. Okay, folks, and here are the three main finds. We've got the key to the city, the spoon, which did turn out to be a sterling silver spoon, which is awesome. Probably the biggest piece of silver I've found, metal detecting. And then we've got our gold nugget. So happy with how that spoon's turned up. I've just given it a little bit of a clean with some aluminium foil. Kept some of the tarnish on there. Looks awesome. It does have some engravers markings on there, some hallmarks on there. It has a TR, and it also has the walking lion, which I looked up, and apparently that means that it is 92.5% sterling silver. I'll try and figure out what the other hallmarks represent, because I think they tell part of the story, like where it was made and who made it, and also the year. So that'd be really cool. But looking at it, yeah, I'm guessing sort of mid to late 1800s, around the gold rush time. So cool to be able to hold something so personal that was used and, yeah, that lived and breathed on the Goldfields. So cool. We've got our gold nugget here, so we might just weigh this up. Turn these scales on. Like I said, it feels like to me 1.5 to 2 grams. It is, it's not massive in size, but it sort of is fairly thick. So let's have a look here. So 1.7 on the dot, 1.72, even better. So yeah, 1.72 grams. So I think that's roughly what, like $270, $280 at the moment. So yeah, very happy with that. Thanks for coming along, as I said, on this adventure, and I look forward to getting out again soon, and hopefully we can find that 1 ounce nugget together. That'd be great. So until next time, take care and bye-bye.